Everyone, welcome to our Golden Tea Floral block, MMAL, which stands for Mystery Make Along. Okay, so if you need to know the specs about the pattern, please do have a look on the text pattern. I'll have everything in there that you need, including links, important links, if you need help and encouragement. I do mention in there that the colors that I'm using are Starcraft Special DK, 100% acrylic yarn, really nice yarn. I like to use it, this acrylic yarn, because it has a little bit of a stretch and it's very easy to work with. Okay, but more information about this you will find in the introduction for the text version of the pattern. Okay, so let's get cracking. So, oh, I have to tell you before. So it's inspired by golden tea, and if any of you know about golden tea, you'll know that it is an absolute miracle tea for inflammation. So I suffer from a bit of arthritis. It's wear and tear because, I'm small bones, but when I was a mom with children, just picking up kids and doing all sorts of heavy work and stuff like that. And now, of course, I'm suffering for it. So, and I don't like to take medications, and I don't like to take painkillers. So I found this golden tea recipe years and years ago, and I do it every day, absolutely every day. So I'm going to actually drop the recipe in. So you might have already noticed that I did add the recipe to the text pattern. So go and have a look at the recipe, and then you try it and you tell me how things go. The big plus for golden tea is not to use dairy milk, okay, because dairy actually adds to inflammation. And all the dogs in the neighborhood are agreeing with me. I use cashew nut milk, or you can use rice milk even, or oat milk, or almond milk, but it's a dairy-free recipe. So that's my inspiration. The golden tea, wonderful healing tea. So I'm not even going to tell you what the ingredients are. So just go and have a look at the recipe, and then you'll get a big surprise, because even though it's called golden tea, it doesn't contain tea. Okay, so from a very noisy and busy urban neighborhood of Cape Town where I live, you can hear dogs barking, you can hear sirens going over the bridge, and so on and so forth. Let's get going. So now, the color I'm going to start off with is the walnut. I just love this shade of brown. It's absolutely beautiful. I've been dying to use it for something. So it's shade 1054 and the color is walnut. Okay, so as I've said before, and I do mention this again in the pattern notes, that you can use actually any yarn you want to, as long as your hook size is matching. You don't have to use the acrylic yarn or anything like that, okay? And if you are using the Starcraft Special DK, you can actually go up to a 4.5 millimeter hook if your tension is quite tight. So now we're going to start off with a magic loop. So again, this is not a tutorial. So, if you're not really sure about how to make a magic loop, then there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to work a chain 3, and then we're going to work another 15 double crochets. So the pattern is 16 double crochets into a magic loop, or a magic ring. Magic ring. I like the idea of a magic ring. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings. All right, and our crochet hooks are our little ones, and we are creating magic with our little ones. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I shall see you when we have 16. And then all you do is just pull your magic ring a little bit closed. You don't have to close it all the way, and slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 3, right, and snip off and fasten off. Okay, and then my advice is to work your tails in as you go along, okay, because it can especially in this beginning part, it can get quite taily. So if you work your tails in, excuse me, that'll be a lot easier. Okay, so 16 double crochets into a magic ring, fasten off, and I shall see you at round number 2. So we are on to round number 2, and round number 2 we're going to start as before with a slip stitch. And now we're going to work into every second space between our 2 double crochets from a previous round. Okay, so we're going to work like right into the space, and we're going to be making, I'm not quite sure what to call this, but we're going to be making sort of a 2-strand, it's not really a puff, but I'm going to call it a puff, a 2-strand puff like that. All right. So it's a little bit, there we go, like so. All right, so it's basically just a sort of a thicker 1 single crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to skip 2 double crochets and then just pull up 2 strands like that. Okay, chain 2, and again just insert your hook, pull up once, pull up twice. What would you call that? Right, close it, and then chain 2. All right, we're only working single crochets. 1, 2. Right. Okay, so you're going to have that. Yarn over, skip 2, 1, 2. And I'm just going through all of the loops like that. Okay, and if you're wondering what I meant by that, chain 2, I'm not doing that and then that. Okay, I'm basically doing, sorry, don't want to yarn over, 1, 2, and I'm pulling through all the loops. Okay, like that. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2 and continue. So you should end up with 8 of our little teeny weeny puffs and chain 3s. So you should have 8 of those, and then you should have 8 chain 3s. And then to close, you'll just slip stitch into the top of the first one. Okay, so you'll do your last chain 3 and then slip stitch into the top of your first one and fasten off. And that's where I'll see you. Okay, and then just pull through your yarn like that, and you can go and work in your tails. Okay, don't know why I'm going off camera. I seem to be sort of veering going off that way. Okay, so that is round number 2, and the color is pistachio. I forgot to mention that. Color is pistachio, and I shall see you at round number 3. Okay, so for round number 3, the color that we're using, I was just taking the band off, is Empire. Right, so that's a new shade. I had a little bit left of it from I don't know when back I ordered this. maybe years ago. So I thought I better stock up, and luckily they had this beautiful color in stock at my local yarn shop. So what we're going to be doing with our beautiful empire, again, just start with a slip stitch, and now we're going to work into the chain 2 spaces, right? So we're going to chain 4, all right, and then we're going to work a treble, so yarn over twice. So the pattern is 4 trebles into each of the chain 2s, just like that. 1, 2. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, and again 1, 2, and you're just going to go all the way around like this. So you should have 8 times 4 trebles and 8 times chain 1s. Okay, so far easy peasy, right? And I have to say, many of you who have completed the high tea floral block, for example, which was so busy and so full of twists and turns and surprises, I take my hat off to you. That was a lot of hard work. And the Karoo Vintage Mall, same thing. But well, as I say, this is a mystery along, so I can't predict at this point if it's going to become a lot more complicated or just stay sweet and simple. Okay, so you're just going to carry on like that, and I shall see you at the end of round number 3 and the beginning of round number 4. Okay, so we are on to round number 4, and round number 4 we're going to be using gold. Okay, so we're going to begin as before with our slip stitch, and now you're going to be working in I was going to say into this area. You're going to be working our sets of 4 trebles, okay, like that. So we have 8 sets of 4 trebles. All right, so we're going to start, so we're going to find one set, you know, a complete set between our 2 single crochets, and we're going to work a chain 4 front posts. So the chain 4 front post is equal to 1 treble front post, like that, and then just pull that little tail to the back because it does get in the way. And now we're going to be working over the next 3 trebles, but we're working our 4 trebles together like that. Okay, so that first chain 4 counts as a treble front post, like so. All right, then we're going to close with a chain, as usual. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're going to chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to work single crochet front post over that teeny weeny puff. So try and get it around the right at the top there. Okay, it's a little bit finicky, but not impossible. Okay, then we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over twice, and we're going to be working our 4 treble front posts like so. Okay, close with that stitch and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then again single crochet front post over the very top of the teeny weeny puff, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue. 1, 2, and again. I'll stop in a moment. Right, and again, and close. Okay, so it's going to look like that. All right, so that's pretty simple. All right, so at the end of your round number 4, you should have 16 chain 5s, you should have 8 single crochet front posts, and you should have 8 times 4 trebles front posts, 4 treble front posts together. Okay, so I shall see you at the next round. So to close off here, you're going to work your chain 5, your single crochet front post, your chain 5, and then you just slip stitch into the top of your first, into that little hole over there. Oopsie, that little hole over there of your first 4 trebles together and fasten off. Okay, and that is round number 4, and I shall see you at round number 5. And we are on to round number 5, and the color that I'm using is saffron, or it could be sunshine. I think it's saffron. So I was at the yarn shop yesterday and I had a small swatch of the color, and because my supplier didn't have either, we were wondering if it was saffron or if it was sunshine. So I think it's saffron. But it will be in the pattern, so you know, because I will go and investigate. So now we have in this little section over here between our 2 little teeny weeny puffs, we have 6 stitches. Okay, we have a set of 5 chains, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of our trebles which we've worked together, and then another set of 5 chains. Okay, so we have 6 stitches altogether. So what we get, and now the reason I'm doing it this way is because it creates a little bit of a what's the word, like a filling at the back of the petal. Okay, so that's let me show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this little swatch. So it kind of it creates that little bit of texture at the back when you work like this. So instead of lying flat, it helps to sort of fill your little bubble that you, because we're basically creating a sort of a king size bubble, if you know what I mean, like that. Okay, or a very textured piece, and then it's going to stay like that. Okay, because it's got that at the back there, which is working as a filler. Now if you work around, if we didn't work these trebles together, then you would have a much flatter effect. Okay, so this is what I've learned while I've been designing for myself and trying to create the kind of texture that I want in my designs. Okay, so I'm just giving you some rhymes and reasons if you're wondering. All right, so we're going to start. So we're going to be working double crochet front post. So we're going to begin with a chain 3 front post over our first chain 5. Right, then we're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're working that double crochet front post over our next chain 5. Okay, like that. Then you're going to chain 6. Now if your tension is like super duper tight, you might want to chain 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over, and double crochet front post over our chain 5. Then we're going to double crochet front post over our next 4 trebles, and remember, you're not closing these double crochet front posts because we're going to work them together. Okay, and then the chain 5. So we're creating a 6 double crochet front post together each time, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 6. All right, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so that's pretty easy. All right, so when you're finished with this round number 5, you should have 8 times 6 double crochet front posts together, and you should have 8 chain 6s or chain 8 if you have a very tight texture. All right, and then to fasten off, you're just going to work your final chain 6 and then just slip stitch into that little hole at the top of your 6 double crochet front posts together and fasten off. So easy peasy, right? And I shall see you at the beginning of round number 6. Okay, so we are going to take a little bit of a detour now with round number 6, and the color we're using is claret or lipstick. You can use either claret or lipstick, and I've listed both of them. So some of the colors I've listed either or, because if I'm not able to get one from my supplier, but I can get the other one, so that's why I'm listing 2 colors. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back to our round number 1. So you're going to turn it upside down like that. We're going to be working between any of our sets of 2 double crochets like so. Right, and we're going to make a cluster or a bubble. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be a double crochet. All right, so I call them bubbles, but I think they're also called clusters. All right, so 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, and then just work a single crochet back into that space. 1, 2, 3. Right, so chain 3. Then we're going to skip the next 2, and we're going to work between the next 2. So we're going to skip 2 and then work between the next 2 double crochets. So we're working double crochets, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Did I go into that space? You need to go between those 2 stitches. There we go. It's a little bit difficult to see when your yarn is quite a dark color. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, and then I don't close that bubble. I just work a single crochet back into the same space. Then 1, 2, 3, skip 2 double crochets, yarn over, and again 1, 2. So we're working all of these at the back, right on the wrong side of your work. We're on the wrong side of crochet. Okay, so what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, single crochet, pull that nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, skip 2 double crochets and work between the next 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. doing the whole thing with you just so that there is no confusion. Single crochet, pull nice and tight, 1, 2, 3. Right, and then you are going to just slip stitch into the top of that first bubble, snipple, like so, and I'm just making sure it's extra tight. And now you're going to pop those bubbles to the front, like so. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. All right, and then you can work in your tails. When you work in your tails, you can pull the little space together over here, like between your chain 3s, just a little bit, not too much, because you don't want your work to pucker, so that your little bubbles don't pop out. But they shouldn't pop out, okay, because I mean, I've been doing it with my sample pieces and they don't pop out, they just stay there. Okay, so that is round number 6, and I shall see you at round number 7. And the color I did mention was claret, okay, or lipstick if you're using lipstick. Okay, so see you at round number 7. Okay, so we are on to round number 6, and round number 6, the color we're using is Empire. And we're going to be working into the chain 1 space between our previous trebles. All right, from round number 3. So we're going to be working 4 double crochets. So start with a chain 3 or a standing double crochet. We're just going to work 4 double crochets into that space, like so. Sorry about the lighting, it's very early in the morning. There we go. Chain 1, right, and repeat. So you're going to repeat this into all of your chain 1s from round number 3. And I've done a chain 1 space in between, but if your tension is very tight, feel free to do 2 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and chain 1. Okay, so you're just going to go all the way around like that, and I shall see you at round number 7. Okay, and to close this round, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your beginning stitch. Normally I actually just slip stitch into the top of the next stitch. So I'm cheating a little bit. Okay, so there you go. Right, so, and your piece should look like that. Okay, so I shall see you at round number 7. Okay, so not sure if I mentioned, but of course we're using the same color as we did over here, which is the Empire. Okay, so on to round number 7. The color I'm using here is cream. We're going to be working a little puff between our 4 double crochets. So we're going to skip 2 double crochets and then work a yarn over times 4 puff. Right. Then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over, skip 2 double crochets from our previous round and 2, 3, 4. You can make a bigger puff here. You can do a yarn over times 5, the usual puff if you like, but I like to keep them a little bit smaller. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, and again. And you're just going to work like that all the way around. Okay, so you should have 8 puffs and 8 chain 6s, like so. And again, you can add another 2 chains if you feel that the chain 6 is a little bit tight for you. Alright, so that is round number 7, and I shall see you at round number 8. And to finish this round, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your puff, as usual. Fasten off, and I shall see you at the next round, round number 8. So we are on to round number 8. Round number 8, we're going to go back to our Empire color. And now we are going to be working. So we're going to start in the chain 1 space between our previous double crochets. So where we had those sets of 4 double crochets, all right? We're going to work into the chain 1 space, and we're going to work in front of the chain 6 from our previous round. And we're just going to work a chain 3 and another double crochet. So it's 2 double crochets into that space, all right? Then we are going to work 2 double crochets into the next space, like that, okay? Then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to work 2 double crochet back posts around that next double crochet, skip the puff, like that. So we're working those 2 double crochets either side of the puff, we're working them as 2 double crochet back posts, right? Then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next space, 2 double crochets into our chain 1, two double crochets into the next space. So we're going to skip that double crochet, yarn over, and again we're going to work the next 2 double crochets. We're going to work them as 1 2 double crochet back post. Whoopsie, like that, and then 2 double crochets into the next space. So basically you're going to have 8 times 6 double crochets, and then you're going to have 8 times 2 double crochet back posts together. Okay, like that, right? 1, and remember you're working in front of that chain 6 either side of your, whoopsie, try not to do that, okay? And then work them together, and then 2 double crochets into the very next space, skip the next double crochet, 2 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, skip the next double crochet, 2 double crochets into the next space, and you're back to working your double crochet back posts. Okay, so it's going to look like so. Okay, so there we go. So it's pretty simple, except for your, working your, so basically as I said before, you should have between each of your puffs, you should have 6 double crochets, and then you'll have 2 double crochet back posts together either side of your puff, like that. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of this round and the beginning of round number 9. Okay, so we are on to round number 9. And round number 9, we're going to be using walnut. Oh, every time I say walnut, it just makes me feel hungry. Okay, so nice, easy peasy round this. You can start absolutely anywhere. And we're going to work a half double crochet front post over all of our stitches. Okay, so for our previous round, we should have 48 double crochets and then 8 times 2 double crochets together. Okay, so now you can begin anywhere. And we're just going to work a half double crochet front post over all of the stitches. So we should have 48 plus 8 half double crochet front post, so that is what, 56. Okay, and that's it. You're just going to go around with your half double crochet front posts, and also this is a good time to check that you have actually worked all of your stitches. Okay, so the way I do it is I count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, like that. Okay, and that way I can check that my stitch count is accurate from the previous round, because if you get something wrong, you know, in these rounds, then it's not going to work out in the following rounds. Okay, so that is round number 9. The color is walnut, as I said, and you should have 56 half double crochet front posts when you've finished with this round. And of course, to close off, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your beginning stitch and fasten off. And I shall see you at round number 10. Okay, so we are on to round number 10, and round number 10, the color we're using is the claret. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find our 2 double crochet back posts, those 2 double crochet back posts together that we did, like that. Okay, and now we're going to work to the left of that. So we've got that half double crochet front post over those 2 stitches, so it counts as 1 stitch, and we're going to begin in the left of that. So that's where we start. That's our marker, so to speak. Then we're going to chain 3, which is equal to 1 double crochet, and you can do a starting double crochet here. All right, but I like to always start in the traditional way, so that's just me. And now that's going to count as our first double crochet. All right, then we're going to work into the next 6 spaces, so we should have 7 double crochets in all, counting our first one. All right, and we're working into our round number 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one should fall to the right of our next 2 double crochet together, back post together. Okay, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. double crochets. Then we're going to yarn over and we're going to work over round number 9, and we're going to actually work a double crochet front post over our round number 8, like that, over those two double crochet back posts together. Okay, then this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because you do need to make sure that you are not skipping a stitch, because again we're working between those strands as we did before. We're using those strands as markers. So there's your next strand, and from the half double crochet front post, and we're going to be working into our next 7 stitches. Okay, so I just use those strands at the back from our front post stitches, our half double crochet front post, as a marker. So we're going to count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th stitch always falls to the right of our puff, like that. Okay, and those 2 double crochet back posts together. Yarn over, and again we're working over those 2 stitches with a double crochet front post. Yarn over, and I hope I'm not going off camera. Sometimes I get so carried away and I kind of forget that I need to stay in the frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over and double crochet front post. Okay, so pretty simple. So, I was just giving you some markers. I like to use those strands just to make sure that I am actually getting in between all of the stitches, like that. You can see that's the back. Right, so you should have 8 times 7 double crochets, and you should have 8 times double crochet front posts. So that is round number 10, and I shall see you at round number 11. Okay, so we're on to round number 12, and round number 12 we're going to be using our claret again, and now we're going to be working into the top of our double crochet front post from our previous round. Okay, like that. So we're just going to work into the top of that double crochet front post. I'm going to work chain 3, and then we're going to yarn over. I'm going to work another double crochet. So we're working 2 double crochets into the top of our double crochet front posts. All right, so we should have 8 of those sets of 2 double crochets. Right, now we're going to double crochet into the next 7 stitches. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and into the next double crochet front post we're going to work 2 double crochets. So we're just doing a slight increase of our round. Okay, we're actually creating a bit of a background to the upcoming rounds. Right, and then we're going to work again 1 double crochet into our next 7 stitches. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 2 double crochets into the top of our next double crochet front post, and you're just going to repeat that sequence all the way around. Okay, so nice easy peasy round, and your stitch count should be the same as before, but add 8. Okay, so we're going to have 8 times 7 double crochets, and then we're going to have 8 times 2 double crochets, and then to fasten off, you're just going to slip stitch into your beginning stitch, and that's going to be the end of round number 11, and I shall see you at round number 12. Okay, so we are on to round number 12, and the color that I'm using is the walnut. Now we're going to be working into 4 spaces, and we're going to be skipping 4 spaces. So the spaces that we're not going to be working into are the spaces that correspond with our bubbles. Okay, so those double crochets over there in that little sort of pizza slice, we're not working into those, but we are working into these. So we're working to this space, we're skipping that space, we're working to that space, we're skipping that space, we're working to that space, skipping that space, working into that space. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to begin with a double crochet front post over our first half double crochet left of that double crochet front post. All right, so the double crochet front post from our round number 10 we're using as a marker. So we're working into the first half double crochet front post from round number 9. We're working a chain 4 front post, and I'm just going to grab that little tail, pull it to the back like that. Okay, now we're going to be working, so we have those 2 double crochets worked into the top of that double crochet front post, and then we have another double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to work a single crochet into the top of the next double crochet. Then we're going to work another treble front post over the next half double crochet. Going to work single crochet into the top of the next stitch. Treble front post over the next half double crochet, front post, and we're going to work single crochet into the next. So we're working into round number 9, and we're working to round number 11 with our single crochets. I'm going to work 6 of those treble front posts. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So what we want is 6 treble front posts, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we want 5 single crochets, 1 2 3 4 5. Whoopsie daisies. Let's do that again. I just went and frogged myself. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, so we should have 6 treble front posts, and we should have 5 single crochets. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you're going to turn your work around, and you're just going to work a single crochet into your chain 6 space from round number 7. Okay, and then 1 2 3 4 5, and okay, so we've skipped that section over there, And then we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to start with the treble front post, and we're going to work it into the first half double crochet front post left of our double crochet front post. Then we're going to skip. We're going to skip our 2 double crochets plus the next double crochet, and then work a single crochet into the next double crochet from round number 11. Okay, so we're just going to repeat. Okay, and then we're working a single crochet, treble over round number 9, single crochet. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Right, so as long as you have 4 sections of 6 treble front posts and 5 single crochets, and you have 8 chain 6s and 4 single crochets, then you're on the right track. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 6, single crochet, chain 6. Okay, so that is round number 12, and I shall see you at round number 13. And obviously you're just going to slip stitch into your beginning stitch after you've done your last chain 6. And I shall see you at round number 13. Okie dokie, so we are on to round number 13, and round number 13 we're going to be working into our round number 9, and the color we're using is gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work over like that, and we're going to start with a single crochet in our chain 6 space right from round number 7. Just going to do a attaching stitch, and then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Then we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to skip 3 half double crochet front posts from round number 9, and we're going to work 3 trebles together. Oh, the dogs are very happy to hear that. All right, and we're going to chain 2. Okay, and then we are going to work another 3 trebles together. Chain 2, another 3 trebles together, oopsie, chain 2, and the last 3 trebles together, 1, 2, 3, right, so it's going to look like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3 trebles together, and 1, 2, 3 chain 2s. Then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet into our next available chain 6 from round number 7, and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I do 6, or was I counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yes. Skip our next 3 half double crochet front posts from round number 9, and off you go again. Okay. Chain 2. Okay, so I don't really need to finish this with you. 1, 2, and 1, 2, chain 2, and so on. So then you're just going to repeat everything that we did. Okay, so that's going to be your back, that's going to be your front. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Alright, so that is round number 13, and so your final stitch count, you should have 4 sets of 4 times 3 trebles together, plus you should have 4 sets of 3 chain 2s, so 3, 6, 9, 12, and you should have 4, 8, 12, 16 of your 3 trebles together. You should have 2, 4, 6, 8 chain 6s, and you should have 4 single crochets. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and you're just going to carry on like that. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so that is round number 13, and I shall see you at round number 14. Okay, and to close this round, you're just going to slip stitch into your beginning attaching stitch. Okay, like that. And then snip off. Okay. And again, you know, as I said, I probably didn't mention, I should have mentioned that feel free to add more chains here. If you feel that you need to add more chains, you can add up to, you can have, well, I've got 6, but you can go up to 8. Okay. Right, so there we go. And that is round number 13. Okay, done and dusted. And your back will look like that. Okay. See you at round number 14. Okie dokie, so we are on to round number 14, and round number 14, the colour we're using is Claret. So we're going back to that lovely colour. So what we're going to do is find our previous round. We're going to work into our first chain 2, and the pattern is 5 double crochets. All right, so I'm starting with chain 3, and then we're going to work another 4 double crochets. So that's 3, 4, and 5 all together. Okay, like that. And then we're going to work another 5 double crochets into the next 2 times chain 2s. Right, so we've got 4, 5, and into the next chain 2 we're going to make 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to be working a treble front post, or as the Americans like to say, a triple. So a treble front post, and I never know if it's treble or triple, if because I am doing it in US terms, but I say treble. Okay, so we're doing a treble front post over our double crochet front post from round number 10. Okay, like that. Then you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work single crochet into our next chain 6 from the previous round. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work another single crochet into our next chain 6 space from our previous round. Then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, and work treble front post, whoopsie, over our next double crochet front post, yarn over, And into our next chain 2, we are going to work another 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then you're just going to do exactly what we've done. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Now again, with your chain space, feel free to add extra chains if you feel that you must, okay? Your work should be lying nice and flat like that. Okay, and so you shouldn't have any crimping, so your work definitely should not be doing that. If it's doing that and you've got that little sort of bubble there, then please go ahead and add some extra chains. All right, so you could do a chain 6, or you could do another 4 chains where I've done 2 chains, and so on. Okay, just as long as your work is lying comfortably flat. Okay, obviously it's not going to be flat because this is sort of like layered crochet, 3D crochet. Okay, so we've got, stuff happening at the back, stuff happening in the front. So it's very texture rich. Okay, so, and then of course you're going to have 4 sets of 15 double crochets. So you'll have 4 sets of 15 double crochets. You'll have 8 chain 4s, you'll have 4 chain 2s, you'll have 8 single crochets, okay, and you'll have 8 treble front posts. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, and that is the end of round number 14, and I shall see you at the beginning of round number 15. Okie dokie, so we are on to round number 15. And now round number 15 is very easy but tricky. Easy but tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our 15 double crochets like that from our previous round. Then we're just going to pop it over like that. And what you're going to do is, so where we worked our 2 double crochets into the top of those double crochet front posts from all the way down here, our round number 10, right? So remember we worked 2 double crochets into the top there, and we worked 2 double crochets, and then we had 7 double crochets in between. Okay, so that's what's going to be revealed now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work into our second double crochet on the left of the 2, all right? So, oops, almost started with my claret, but the color we're using is pistachio, all right? So we're changing colors here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work a single crochet front post around that second double crochet of the 2, all right? And then we're going to work a single crochet front post over our next 3 stitches. So there'll be the first 3 stitches of the 7 double crochets that we made there between our 2 double crochets and 2 double crochets. Okay, so now we have 4 single crochet front posts. Now we're going to skip the next double crochet, all right? And we're going to yarn over times 3. You're going to put your hook through the hole that's at the base of your 4 times 3 trebles together. Then you're going to hook up your 6 double crochet front posts together. So you're going to hook it up, drag it to the back. So that's from round number 5. All right, so you've got it at the back. You've got the top there at the back now. And you're going to work a triple treble front post over that 6 double crochet front post together. Then we're going to, so we've skipped that double crochet, right? And you're going to work a single crochet front post over the next 3 double crochets, and you're going to work a single crochet front post over the first of the 2 double crochets. Then you'll chain 2, and now we're going to flip all the way to round number 12, our walnut, and you're going to work a single crochet front post over the next 11 stitches. So we're working over 6 treble front posts and we're working over 5 single crochets, and we're just working single crochet front posts like so. Right, and you should have 11 single crochet front posts. Oopsie. Okay, so there's sort of a bit going on, but it's not difficult. Right, so we just keep on going like that. And then we're going to work over the last treble front post, and you should have 11 single crochet front posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, chain 2, flip over. Okay, just flip it down like that. Find your 2 double crochets over there, and you're going to work into the second one. So you're working 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 1, 2, 3. Going through that hole, you're going to grab your 6 double crochets together, front post, double 6 double crochet front posts together. You're going to work a triple treble, right? Then you've skipped that double crochet and you're working single crochet front post over the next 4 double crochets, and the fourth one is over the first double crochet of the 2. Chain 2, and you're back to working your single crochet front posts over your next 11 stitches. Okay, so that's it. So it's going to look like that. Right, now when you flip your work back like that, it's going to look like so. Right, so pretty simple. You're working into different rounds. You're working into round 5, you're working into round 11, and you're working into round number 12. Okay, but you can do it. All right, so that is round number 15, and I shall see you at round number 16. Round number 16, we're going to carry on with our pistachio. I was about to say pistachio. All right, so now we're going to flip our work over as we did with our previous round. Going to find your triple front post. You're actually going to work a treble front post. So chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Just going to move that little tail to the back. Right, and we're going to work chain 4 front post, which is equal to 1 treble front post over our triple front post, like that. Okay, so we flipped this over, round number 13 and round number 14, and we are at the back again. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to work a double crochet into the next 4 spaces. So Augusta, she's busy scratching the carpet. All right, so we're going to start before our very first single crochet front post, and we're going to work 1, 2, 3. So we're working in between our single crochet front posts. 4. We're working into those next 4 spaces. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. Then into our chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double crochets, right? And into the next space, so into the next 10 spaces, we're going to work a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can speed it up here, of course. 9, 10. All right. Then we're going to skip to our next space, which is our chain 2. We're going to work 2 double crochets, and then we're going to work a double crochet into our next 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our 4th space will be just before our triple treble front post. We're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to work a treble, a treble front post over our triple treble front post. All right, and then you're just going to repeat everything that we just did. All right, yarn over and work a double crochet into the next 4 spaces before our chain 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, and you're just going to carry on as before. All right, so you just carry on like that, easy peasy round, and I shall see you at round number 17. So we're on to round number 17, and round number 17 we're just going to continue with our pistachio. Okay, and of course there goes Mr. Noisy Bike. We'll just let him pass. Okay, so now in total we should have 92 stitches. So we should have 88 double crochets, and we should have 4 treble front posts. Okay, so in all that's 92 stitches. So what we're going to do now, and you can actually start anywhere, you don't have to start where I'm starting, but I'm beginning with a single crochet back post around the first, well, any of your first treble front posts from our previous round. And then we're going to work a single crochet back post around all of our stitches. So our stitch count will be 92 single crochet back posts. All right, so you're going to work around every single one of your stitches from your previous round, number 16. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of this round, round number 17, and the beginning of round number 18. Okay, and of course when you get to on your finishing stitches, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your very first stitch and fasten off. Okie dokie, see you at round sorry men. Okay, so I shall see you at round number 19. So we are on to round number 18, and round number 18 we're going to be working with our empire again, and this time, nice easy peasy round, we're going to be working half double crochets into our previous 92 stitches from our previous round. Okay, so we're just going to chain 2 to begin, and that's equal to 1 stitch. It's equal to 1 half double crochet, and then you're just going to work easy peasy half double crochets into all of your stitches. Okay, and then when you get to the end, you'll just slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 2, which is equal to 1 half double crochet, and fasten off. Okay, so I'm going to see you at the end of this round and the beginning of round number 19. Okay, and then for round number 19, we're just going to carry on with the same color, and this time instead of doing half double crochets, we're going to be doing half double crochet back posts around all of your 92 previous stitches. Okay, so you can just start wherever you want to start. So I'm going to start behind my round 13 and 14, and you're just going to start with a chain 2 back post, and then you're going to work half double crochet back posts around all of your stitches. So that's a nice easy peasy round. Okay, so this is round number 19, and I shall see you at round number 20. Okay, so see you there. Okay, and there you go. So you're just going to carry on all the way around like that. Okay, so see you at the beginning of round number 20. Okay, so at this point, at the end of your round number 19, you're going to have a rather interesting looking bowl. Okay, so your work is definitely going to flip up like that, right? But don't worry about that. Okay, that's perfectly normal. Now, our next round, round number 20, we're going to be working in the same color. And now again, you can start pretty much where you feel like it, right? And we're going to be working between our half double crochet back posts. We're going to be making double crochet V stitches. So we're going to start with a chain 3 and then chain 1 and then a double crochet. So the V stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, V stitch. All right, and then we're going to skip the next space and we're going to work the same, so a double crochet V stitch with that chain 1 in between, so double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then yarn over, or I'm saying skip the space, but you can skip 2 legs. All right, so basically into every second space you're going to work a V stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so that is round number 20. Just going to go all the way around like that. Okay, don't forget your single crochet, your single chain 1 in between your 2 double crochets. All right, chain 1, double crochet, and you're just going to work all the way around like that. And then when you get to your last stitch, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 3 and fasten off, and you should have, if all went well, you should have 46 double crochet V's. Okay, so I'm going to see you at the end of this round and round number 21. Okay, so for our next round, nice easy peasy round, round 21, we're just going to carry on with the same color, and we're going to do exactly what we did before. Right, we're just going to work into our chain 1 spaces, and we're going to do what we did before. Just going to chain 3, chain 1 and a double crochet, and then we're going to be working those double crochet, chain 1, double crochet V's into all of our chain 1 spaces. Okay, like so. Okay, so pretty simple. You'd laugh at me. I've been so busy with the dogs. So I keep on jumping up and rushing off to go and sort out our very old boy called Harry. and then dashing back and doing a video and then dashing out again, and oh goodness me, life. Okay, so you're just going to carry on like that, working your double crochet V stitches, double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and you should have exactly the same amount of V stitches left at the end of your round, which is 46. Okay, so that is round number 21, and I shall see you at round number 22. So for round number 22, another easy peasy round, working again with the same color, turquoise. All right, what we're going to do is we are going to work a half double crochet into all of the spaces between our previous stitches. Okay, so you can start absolutely anywhere, and then we're just going to work a half double crochet. So we're working it into the spaces between our V's and into the V's, and the space in between the V and into the chain one space. Right, so we're working half double crochets into all of the spaces. Right, and you should have, it's going to bring you all the way back to 92 half double crochets. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 22, and we will continue on together to round number 23. Okay, so just half double crochets between all of the stitches, and your work is going to fold up a little bit like that. Don't worry too much about that, okay? And I shall see you soon. And our final round of this section anyway, with our empire, round number 23, we're going to work a half double crochet back post around all of our stitches. So we should have 92 half double crochet back posts. Right, so we had 92 half double crochets in round number 22, and now we're going to have 92 half double crochet back posts. Okay, so that is round number 23. We're using the same color, the empire, and I shall see you at round number 24. Okie dokie, so off you go. Nice and easy. All right, so see you at round number 24. Okie dokie, so we are on to round number 24, and the color we're going to be using is the duck egg, and this time we're working an independent round. So many of you who've done my patterns know that I have these independent rounds, and they basically worked like that. So they worked separately from the rest of the pattern, so they're not worked in a round. Okay, all right, so we're going to be making these nice plump bubbles. So something I wanted to mention is in attaching these bubbles, there isn't a wrong way or right way to do it. You're just going to use your eye to attach your bubbles so that everything looks even. It's the best way to describe it. Okay, so I haven't counted specific number of stitches or anything like that between them. I just use my eye to attach them. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So I've already done the 3 sets of bubbles, and now we're going to do this one. So we're going to be doing 9 triple trebles. Okay, so some of them we're going to do as front posts and others we will do in between. All right, so we have 4 double crochets over here, round number 12. All right, we're going to begin with a chain 5 front post. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over times 3. All right, and then we're going to work into the space directly after that. Double crochet. So we're working our stitches together, okay? And then we're going to work triple treble front post, and then a triple treble in between. Triple treble front post, and one in between. Front post, and one in between. And we're going to end with a front post. 1, 2, 3. Right? So we should have 9 loops on our hook. Right, we're going to pull through and snip off. Okay? So I like to do an extra knot just in case. You don't want things coming adrift. And now when you pop it out like that, you get this lovely textured bubble. All right? So the way that I've attached is just to look where I did the other one. All right, you're just going to pull that back. So you pull your beginning loop to the back. All right? And now I'm going to just attach it over there, but there's no hard and fast rule. Okay, I'm just doing a more or less. Okay, so as long as they're more or less evenly spaced, all right, so don't get too hung up about that. Okay, now you just flip your work to the wrong side like that. Right, and just sort of gently but firmly, we're going to just try and work over a loop, and then we're just going to come out on the other side like that. So try and make sure there is another loop between this tail and the next. Okay, and then you're just going to gently, so you don't want to make it too tight, and then work a knot. All right, and there's your bubble. Okay, so I specifically wanted a bubble rather than a longer, you know, where it would come as a point. But if you don't want it quite so round, because I really like the roundness of it, you can attach it a little bit higher, and then you'll have a slightly different shape. But you just need to be quite careful that you don't pull this section in. But that's up to you. So this is an embellishment round where you can have a little bit of fun. Okay, you can sort of make it your own. Okay, so then you're just going to do the next one and the next one and attach them exactly as we did that. All right, and then you should have, your piece will look like that. So you're going to have that little curl, you're going to have your nice fat little bubbles like that. All right, so that's pretty easy. All right, each of your bubbles is 9 triple trebles, right? 5 of them are front posts and 4 of them are just straight stitches, triple trebles. So you have 5 triple treble front posts and 4 trebles work together, which creates a 9 triple treble front post together, but they're not all. Okay, so we are on to round number 25, and I hope your round number 24 went by without too much fuss. Okay, so you should have your lovely fat plump bubbles going on there. Now you can start pretty much anywhere you like, and we're going to be working into our back posts. So we're going to be working at the back there. So we made our back posts around our half double crochets from round number 22. So we're working into the back like that. All right, and we're going to be working between 92 stitches. So you're going to start with a chain 3, chain 1, and a double crochet. So we're going to be working V stitches again, our double crochet V stitches with a chain 1 in between. Okay, and as we did before, we're going to skip 2 legs and work into the next space. So we're going to skip a space and work into the next space. And you're just going to go around like that. Okay, right, so you should end up with, again, 46 V stitches. Okay, so I should be working increased stitches here, but I'm played around with this quite a bit, and it does all work out, especially if you're using acrylic, because acrylic has a little bit of a stretch. If you're using cotton, you might want to change to a bigger hook. All right, because you don't want your work to be super tight. Okay, nice and relaxed. Okay, so you're just going to go all the way around like that. All right, so you're going to have this little ridge in the front here. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 25. Okay, and as you can see with this round, it's already, if I just pull it ever so slightly, it's already beginning to lie flat, and that's one of the reasons why I was a bit reluctant to add extra chain spaces. But if you're using cotton, which is not quite so stretchy, you can add a instead of doing one single crochet, one chain between your V, you could maybe think of dividing it up, that every 6th V stitch you do 2 chains, for example. It's just troubleshooting, if you feel that your work is pulling a little bit too tight because your tension is either tight or you are using a stiffer yarn. Okay, so as I say, this is round number 25, and when I pull it out of it, it's already beginning to lie nice and flat. Okay, so that is round number 25. You should have 46 double crochet V stitches. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and I shall see you at round number 26. Okay, so now for round number 26 and round number 27, we're going to do exactly the same, all right, as we did for round number 25. So you're just going to be working into the chain 1 spaces, right? So starting with the chain 3 plus a chain 1. Again, increase your chain space if you feel that you need to, all right? Okay, but you don't want to increase your chain space so much that you're going to have frilly ends. You just want them to lie nice and flat. Okay, so basically all you're doing is just working these double crochet V stitches. Okay, like that. So that is round number 26. And round number 27, you're going to do exactly the same. All right, so you'll have exactly the same stitch count, and I shall see you at the beginning of round number 28. Okay, so we are finished our round 25, 26, and 27. All right, and so you should have the same stitch count throughout. Okay, and your work will, if you just leave it like that, it will gently sort of roll up, but that's not a problem. Okay, so now we are going to continue with the same color, which is our parchment, and this time we're going to be working half double crochets and half double crochet front posts. Okay, so we can begin in a chain space, so any of our chain spaces, chain one space between two double crochets. Just going to chain two, then we're going to work double crochet front post over our next double crochet. Then we're going to work a half double crochet in between, then a front post, half double crochet front post, half double crochet into the chain one, half double crochet front post over our next double crochet, half double crochet between, half double crochet front post, half double crochet, half double crochet front post, half double crochet, half double crochet front post. So you can see we're alternating front posts with half double crochets. Right, so you're just going to go all the way around, making sure that you don't skip any spaces. All right, so you're working half double crochets into all the chain one spaces, and you're working half double crochets also into the spaces between, and you're working half double crochet front posts over all of your double crochets. Okay, so you're basically just filling all the spaces like that. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of that round, and we'll go over the stitch count before we go on to round number 29. Okay, so the end of round number 28, and you're going to have this little ridge like that. Okay, but your work really should be lying nice and flat at this point, and your final stitch count is going to be 92 times half double crochet front posts and 92 times half double crochet. So in all, that's 184 stitches. Okay, so you should have 184 stitches. All right, so that is round number 28, and I shall see you at round number 29. Okay, so we are on to round number 28, and round number 28, we are going to be working another row with our parchment. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is, I know this is going to be a little bit finicky, but we're going to be working half double crochet back posts just to finish off this section. Okay, like that. So just make sure that you do get every single stitch so that your stitch count at the end is still 184 stitches. Okay. Right, so it's a nice, easy, quick round, what I call my Netflix rounds. So there's not much going on here, really just half double crochet back posts, and you should end up with 184 half double crochet back posts. Okay, so that is round number 28, and you'll finish off as usual, which is just a slip stitch into your beginning stitch, and I shall see you at the final round, which is round number 30. So that would be the final round for part number 1, and our block is going to have 3 parts. All right, so you know there's 2 more parts, and then we should be finished our block, And then if you're going to go on to the extension, our extension will be 4 parts, but of course that's in the future. So I'll see you at round number 29. Round number 30. Okie dokie, so we are on to round number 30, and the color that we're using is gold, or you may be using another color. So the color I'm using is gold. Now you can start pretty much anywhere between your half double crochet back posts from the previous round, okay? And we're going to be working treble crosses. So going to start off, and we're working between the stitches, all right? So we're going to start off with a chain 4. Then we're going to yarn over twice, and now you're going to work to the right of your beginning stitch, and you're going to skip 2 legs. So when I say 2 legs, I mean the 2 posts of your half double crochet back posts, and you're going to work into the next space. Let's do that again. Right, and you're working behind your previous stitch. Okay, like that. Then you're going to yarn over twice. You're going to skip 2 posts to the left, and you're going to work into the next space. Another treble. Yarn over twice, and now you're going to work behind your stitch, and you're going to work back into your previous worked stitch. So like that. Then you're going to yarn over twice. You're going to skip 2 legs, yarn over twice, and work back into the worked stitch. So when I say worked stitch, I mean a stitch that has already been worked into. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3, and back into your worked stitch, working behind your previous stitch. Okay, skip 2 legs, 1, 2, 3, and working from back to front. Skip 2 legs, and 1, 2, 3. Skip 2 legs. Okay, so once you start it off and you get the hang of it, then it's pretty simple. So you're just going to work all the way around like so. Right, and I shall see you at the end of this round, and we can finish off round 30 together. So see you there. Okay, so we are finished round number 30. Woohoo! And you should have 92 crosses, 92 treble crosses. So those, you should have 92 of those. All right. Okay, so that is the end. So at this point, when you're maybe panicking a little bit because things are, ruffling and folding up, your work should be lying flat. Now, obviously not your middle. Your middle's gonna, it's got that going on, but that's the way it's supposed to be, because as the weight, well, first of all, if you're making a cushion, then that will fill out the center part nicely. And if you're making the extension to go onto a throw, then the weight of the extension will also help to flatten out your work, the center, okay? But it's not meant to be absolutely flat, all right? Because I know on our group, every now and again, I come across a post with someone saying, it's not lying flat, it's not lying flat. It's not meant to lie absolutely flat, because it is 3D layered crochet, lots and lots of texture. So if you're here, it's because you love this kind of effect, okay? Lots of 3D things, all sorts of stuff going on there. Okay, so round number 30 done and dusted. That's also part 1 done and dusted, and I shall see you at part 2. Okay, so see you there.